JHK here for My MMA News, and I am joined by Kai Kara France. He is sitting in quarantine in New Zealand. What's going on, Kai?
What's up, bro? No, we're at a five-star prison. That's not too bad. We're in Christchurch, so I'm not even in my hometown. I'm in the South Island with room with Izzy. We've got 2 weeks here, so it's not too bad. Get it done, and then we can go celebrate with the family.
Why did they put you so far away from your town?
There's no more hotel rooms.
Oh,
So
really?
we landed in Auckland at 7 a.m. and then straight away they're like, you guys are all going to Christchurch. So we jumped off the plane, jumped on another one, and then we had to fly an hour to the South Island, and then we're quarantining in Christchurch. So it's not too bad. We know a few people here, so I got my bike and stuff. I got a bike in my room, and people can offer to drop stuff off to us. So we're comfortable, and yeah, it's just mandatory. So you just have to get through it. But I'm busy, got a lot of things I got to do anyway and catch up on. So we're all good.
Yeah, it's not your first time doing this 2 week quarantine, so you probably have a set plan of what you want to do throughout the 2 weeks. What is the plan for you?
Yeah, like you just want to have a good routine, and for me, like I just start the day, we have a workout, and then just do admin, life admin. I just bought a house recently, so that's keeping me busy. It's getting built at the moment, so organizing that and just other admin that comes along with life. But yeah, it's all good things. Blessing to be able to do that, and um, yeah, just kind of reflect on the weekend and what the week had been, and win or lose, the team, we learn from this, and we take a lot of positives and negatives away from everyone's performance, and we just build off it, and we just keep going forward.
For sure. I'm pretty sure the 50 G's is helpful in building a house, right?
Yeah, definitely. And in Auckland, where I live, it's expensive. It's one of the highest. It's one of the highest cost of living in the world. So um, at the moment, yeah, the housing market's booming. So just to get your foot in the door, it's massive. So yeah, definitely blessed to be able to do my job and be able to put food on the table and put a roof over my head. So to lock that in and have a bit of security and stuff. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Looking back, 10 years ago, who would have thought I'd be able to do this and buy a house? But that's just how the sport goes. It could change your life, and it definitely has with mine. And I'm just living a dream.
All right, the 50 G's, it comes from a spectacular performance at UFC 259. Let's get into it because there was a lot of chaos going on. First of all, the groundwork, the defense from the back, it was pretty incredible, man. You showed another level of your jiu-jitsu, I feel, in that fight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just something that I've been working on since my last fight. Getting submitted and you know, showing holes in my game. I've been working on that, and you can see that in this fight. Walking out to the cage, though, I was just so in tune with everything. I was telling myself I'm the best in the world. I just got to go show the world that I am. And yeah, being in there, I just felt so relaxed and so calm. And that's why when he had my back, I wasn't freaking out. I was just staying calm, controlling my breathing, making sure that my chin was tucked. And he did get me in a tight chokes and positions, but they weren't. I wasn't in any danger. Where it was closing the air hole in my throat, and but I was conscious and aware the whole time, and like Joe and stuff so Joe and DC were counting me out the whole time. Oh, he's doomed. They said it maybe 3 or 4 times. It's done. It's done. But you can't count me out. I'm a newly found father. I've got a new motivation of why I'm doing this, and it showed for this fight. There's no you got to kill me to get me out of this and to get me out of there. And yeah, I just wanted to push through, and eventually, I got back to my feet. And then it was all downhill from there. I hit him with a body shot, and I found my range straight away. Once that range was found, then I just sat on my right hand. Once I connected, just followed it up with another two shots, uppercut, and then another right hand, and it just landed flush. I knew like I've knocked out a few guys with a walkaway KO before, and once I landed that flush shot, I knew the damage it was already done. And once he face planted, head first into the ground, that's as clear as it can be as a knockout. So that's why I didn't follow up. and then Herb Dean, grabbed me by the waist, pushed me to the side. So when a ref grabs you, the fight's over. Did a full lap around, celebrating. And then Eugene, my coach, I walked up to him and he's like, the fight's not over, go finish. Because so Herb Dean hadn't waved it off like officially. So I ran over and then Herb Dean, pushed me out of the way straight away and said, it's done. And then that's when he got up and he thought I was taunting or something. And then he threw his mouthpiece at me. But it is what it is, he's going online now saying that the refs, I can thank the ref for that win, but everyone in the world knows that is as clean as a knockout as you can get. Face planting and then stumbling as you're trying to get to your feet and falling again. If I didn't, he should be thanking me for saving his life. If I followed up, he would be in hospital with even bigger concussion. So, it is what it is. But I'm glad to get the win, glad to get the finish, glad to live up to my nickname finally. Don't blink. And to get the win, it's massive to get back on this win column. It takes so much just to build yourself back up again, and coming from a loss, using that as fuel, and now back in the title contention, back in the race, where the fastest way to get to a title shot is to be exciting, and so it's great to get a finish like that and make people remember who I am.
The reaction that he had, right? The social media post that he put up saying that, like you said, congratulate Herb Dean for the win, but he face planted to the mat. I don't understand. Like, if you watch that video again, he was completely out, because when you see him try to get up, he fell backwards also. You probably didn't see it because you were running around the cage, but when you rewatched it, it's clear as day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that this just shows that he needs about a 6-month medical stand down just because of how delusional he is. He still think he had a fighting chance, but me walking away is being respectful, but the approach that he's taking it is not respectful. So part of me kind of wishes that I didn't let him off, and I should have gone in for the final blow and take him out, make him fully unconscious. But he thinks that he wants a rematch, but we already went to where he's supposed to be, this black belt where 9 finishes, rear naked chokes, and this is his world, and we were there for 4 minutes and he couldn't finish me, and then we were only in my world for 10 seconds and I got the job done. So that just shows that there's levels to this. We were ranked number 8 to tie together, but now I've moved on to bigger and better things, and anyone in that top 5 is who I've got my eyes set on. Obviously, after this win, when I get out of quarantine in 2 weeks, I'm just going to be celebrating with my family and spending time with my newborn son, who's only 3 weeks old. So, that's my priority now, is just making sure that, I'm spending quality time and finding that balance. But, my next fight, I'm looking forward to testing my skills and getting another statement and slowly building my way up to a title shot.
For sure. Monday morning, the rankings come out. You're sitting at number 7 alone, not sharing a number, right? Did that
exactly.
kind of irk you a little bit that you had to share the number with somebody? That doesn't make sense to me, to be honest with you. How can you be tied with somebody in the rankings?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing as well. But yeah, I'm glad I moved up and he's dropped down and we've got people in front of me that I've lost to that I would love to avenge and get those rematches, or fight guys that I haven't fought before and test my skills against them. But what separates me from this flyweight division is there was 3 fights that night, all in the same weight class. No one's talking about them; they're just talking about my finish, and that's what you need to do to get people talking about you and being excited as finishing fights and being able to knock people out. And in the first round, so much had happened in that first round, but that's why I've had 3 bonuses now. And Tim Elliott is trying to call me out after he got a win, and fair enough, he wants to try to get some bonus money, but he's in that rank number 11 or 10, and it makes no sense to me fighting someone below me. He has a good name and he has been in the sport for a while, but he's got to win a few more fights before he can get to me. So yeah, I'm just excited. We'll talk. I'll go back with my team and we'll work out who the next guy is and who suits what the right choice will be. But yeah, we're in a good position now.
Yeah, with Tim Elliott, did you run into him during fight week anytime?
No, it's, like obviously you see everyone, but I didn't exchange any words or anything. I was in my own kind of I was in my own flow and I was just doing my own thing. So he was a fight before me. We're in the same locker room, but yeah, no words were exchanged or anything. It's just I was too focused on what I was doing, and yeah, they didn't. Yeah, there's nothing, no animosity or anything. I'm just there to do my job and focus on what I need to do.
All right, now ahead of you, you got a couple fights coming up in the flyweight division. There's Perez and Schnell, they're fighting, and Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno are gonna have the rematch. So it leaves you with Askerov and Pantoja and Benavidez as new matchups, right, for you ahead of you in the rankings. Which fighter entices you the most?
Yeah, well, Pantoja, we have fought. We fought on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in the UFC.
Yeah, officially, yeah. So it's all stylistics. It's all whoever the UFC, they're the best at what they're doing with matchmaking and stuff. So, yeah, like I said, I'll sit down with my team. I'll see who makes the most sense, who's the next victim, and who is gonna, I guess, propel me to where I need to be in this division. So, um, any one of those could be exciting. I could see me, going to war games with Brandon Royval, going to war with Alexandre Pantoja. He's a game opponent, got a good ground game, got good stand up. Brandon Moreno, tough as they come. I see him winning the title and beating Figueroa on the rematch. And Askerov, he's tough. He's Russian, and he did miss weight, but yeah, he's definitely a tough opponent with what he brings to the table. Joseph Benavidez, he's on a bit of a slump right now with losing 3 in a row. So, I'm not too sure if he's going to stick around or if he's going to retire. But there's so many good matchups to be made, and that's what's exciting about our division. Everyone matches well against each other, and anyone can beat anyone, and you're only a few fights away from a title shot. So for me, it's about just staying consistent. I'm still going to be training, even though I said I want to take time off and spend it with the family. I'll still be training. I'll still be upskilling, working on my whole game, and it just continues. So I can definitely see myself fighting for a title end of 2021. Keep getting the finishes and keep racking up the wins, and it's all right in front of me. So I'm in a good place, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and I'm just proud of myself for turning up on fight night last week and making it count and just backing myself, telling myself I'm the best in the world and living up to it.
With Benavidez, a lot of people think that he could possibly be hanging the gloves up, and would a fight with him entice you? You know what I mean? Like, because if he's almost out, would you like to fight him before he goes and hangs up the gloves?
Yeah, definitely. When you share the Octagon with like pioneers of the sport, not just in our weight class, but the lighter weight classes, he's had so many fights, and I remember watching him before I was in the UFC and just seeing his whole career, looking up to smaller weight classes, and he's always been exciting, always been someone to look up to, and being on the Ultimate Fighter with him on the opposite team that was being coached, it was cool to pick his brain and see the style he likes to train and stuff, and yeah, it would be an amazing experience sharing the Octagon with people like that. But it's just like this sport has evolved so much now, where when you get to a certain age, it is a cutthroat sport where you're gonna start to slow down the older you get, and if you're not upskilling and upgrading constantly, you're gonna get left behind or exposed. And he's still got everything. He's still hungry and he's still turning up in fight shape. But yeah, it's just years eventually catch up on you, and he's been in so many fights and so many wars where he could definitely beat most guys in the division, but it's hard to come back from a few losses, especially if your head's not in it, or you're just kind of buying time before you officially do it, like officially retire. So yeah, I would love to share the octagon with him, or anyone in that top five. I just want to keep keep this momentum going and keep climbing the rankings.
Which fight is the most exciting stylistically, you think? Because you have so many options.
Yeah, there is a lot of options. I want to fight people that are going to bring the fight to me, and and try take my head off. I want that that brings the best out of me, and people that are seen as untouchable or dangerous, and then taking it to them and making it look easy, or figuring them out and solving the puzzle. That's what I like about. That's what it got me into the sport, to challenge myself against the best in the world, and now people realize I do have power in my hands. 10 knockouts on my record now. Not many flyweights are doing that. So yeah, it's matchups is there's matchups that I've learned from in the past, and that my last fight with Royval and Moreno as well, things that I could have done differently that would have been a difference in that fight. So those are definitely good matchups to have, and I know they'll be getting better as well. So yeah, I can't really put a name on exactly who I want to fight, but yeah, like I said before, we'll sit down with my team and we'll figure out the best option.
It seems like you're edging towards the rematches more than anything. You want to get those back.
It's just, I guess that's an ego thing. You don't want to let someone have something on you and one up on you. So just to make it even, you want to get those ones back.
For sure. Now, I saw that your birthday is coming up pretty soon. Are you going to be out of quarantine by then?
Yeah, I get out on the day before my birthday. So two things to celebrate, not just my birthday, but celebrate these wins and spend it with my family.
Are they visiting you while you're in quarantine?
No, so I'm in the South Island, so
yeah, so it's kind of far.
Yeah, I'm far away from my hometown. There's an hour flight from where I live, so it's okay though. I'd rather them not. I'd rather not see them, because it's like a tease. You see them physically and you're behind a fence, but you can't give them a hug or hold my son. So I'd rather just wait 2 weeks and do it. When I get home and be able to live normally and celebrate. And I'll be 28. I'm still young in this sport. I've been in this sport for a while now. You've been interviewing me for years, and you've seen me when I was in Thailand. When I was 19, just chasing the dream, and now that I've been doing it for so long, that these big pressure fights and these big moments, they're just the normal now, and it's awesome to be on this journey. And when I was talking to the for pre-fight to the commentators and stuff, I was talking about this, about how I want to be a role model for my son, and show him that if you take a loss and face adversity, you just tackle it head on and you pick yourself up and get back in there. And that fight was pretty much exactly what I said. It would have been him coming forward, him getting me in tough positions, but me just finding a way to get out and never quitting on myself, just backing myself and then eventually finding the finish. So yeah, just proud of myself for doing it.
So when you get back home, you're not going to be in training camp like you were before. So you have to go full daddy mode. You got to do the diapers and all that, right?
Yeah, my missus right now, she's obviously, we've got family to help us out and stuff, but she said he's glued to me for the next month on the front pack and everything. So no, I can't wait. It's such a cool feeling knowing that I'm coming home to that. And I was just on FaceTime with them before, and he reacts when I talk on the phone. He recognizes my voice, and it's such a cool feeling knowing that you're going home to that. And every day he's putting on more weight, and he's looking more and more like me. So it's like having a little mini me. Yeah, it's cool.
Definitely. Now, when you get back, you talk to your team, you regroup and get back to training. What's the timeline like for you to get back into that octagon?
Yeah, so it's all dependent on I don't just take fights on my own. There's so much that goes into this, where we need to like logistically work out a schedule of when we're all going to be fighting next, just because when one leaves, you got to have a whole team with you to fly over, and we're not going to do quarantine 2 weeks at a time and then do a camp and then another 2 weeks. It just doesn't work out like that. Coaches will end up living in a hotel for half the year, which isn't even realistic. So we've got Brad and Shane and Alex fighting in the next few weeks. We'll wait till after their fights, and then we'll sit down and figure out when all the boys want to fight next, and we'll get it done. So, after the mid this year, just after, I think that would be when I'll be fighting next. But we'll see what happens. Those things could change, and I could be in there sooner rather than later. But as of now, my priority is just to kind of spend time with family, soak that in, and just enjoy it. I was talking to Dan Hooker about this, where he messaged me after the fight saying, congrats, bro, soak it in. This what's just happened, isn't forever, and you got to make the most of it. So I know this. I've been in the sport for so long, where I've tasted losses before, and I've come back, and you just got to just soak it all in, and never take winning for granted, because it's never guaranteed, and when it all works out, it just makes it so much more rewarding when you've been through it all and you've come out the other end on top. So that's why when our team, when we win, everyone is a piece of that. Everyone feels that, and when we take a loss, everyone takes it personally because they're so invested in you. So we can take a lot of positives away from this trip, as well as lessons that we've learned, and we just build off it. This never stops. Martial arts is the journey that we're on, and this is for life. So we just go back to the drawing board, and we just keep getting better, keep improving. And Carlos making his UFC debut, not getting the fight that he wanted, but he'll learn from it. He did get a consolation prize winning fight of the night, so I know he'll be hungry to get back in there and to learn from that. And for Israel, he's still one of the best in the world. He's still the middleweight world champ, and that fight could have gone either way. He just showed that he can fight the big boys at light heavyweight, and that a few adjustments and that fight would have been his. But that's just the fight game, and he's going to come back tenfold and smash the next 10 opponents he faces. So that's the thing about our team, that we're so honest about each other, and we know exactly what's needed to get back and improve. And we can't wait to get back in the gym. We're all excited to get home or to get out of quarantine and see our families and stuff. But once all that's done, then it's back to work, and it's back to being the best gym in the world.
All right, one last thing before I let you go. How is it being roommates with Izzy? You're going to be stuck in there for 2 weeks. Are you about to kill each other already?
Nah, me and Izzy get along really well. He loves his PlayStation. He's got a PS5. He's the COD king. We've been friends for so long, and everyone knows each other, how each other operates. If you like your own space, and you just give them to them. If you want to hang out and stuff, that's just we've got a good relationship, and that's just why we get along so well, just because we know each other and been around each other for so long. So no, we'll have enough things to pass the time for 2 weeks. It's actually a good thing for the first few days, at least. Let your body heal. Just catch up on sleep. It's been such a big journey just to get back home. So many flights, so many layovers, and it's just nice to be, I guess, away from everything, away from all this travel and the week that's just been gone. So it's nice just to kind of sit and just reflect and have some quiet time and just soak it all in.
All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time, man, after a big win to speak with me, Kai. It's always good to catch up, and following your career has always been fun, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next in your rise to the top.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. It's been one hell of a journey, but like I said, 2021 is going to be a great year.